Hello children, welcome back. Today we are going to start on a new topic on exponents and powers. That is lesson number 13. Okay, now this lesson number 13 deals with exponents and powers. Now what are exponents and powers? Now we are going to come into that first. Exponents, you have heard about very large numbers, okay? Very large numbers like the weight of the mass of Earth or the mass of Uranus. They are very large objects, okay? Now, if the mass of Earth is, say, 59701, this much kg, okay? This is what? Mass of Earth. How much does Earth weigh? You can say I weigh 30 kgs, 35 kgs, 25 kgs, 100 kgs, or 95 kgs, 78 kgs. But this is what Earth weighs. This is what Earth weighs. Now, same way, what will be the weight or the mass of, let's take another planet, that is Uranus. If I take the weight or mass of Uranus is 86800, okay? Then I have 1, 2, right? I have this. Now, every time we are going to have 3 commas, keeping it in international system of weighing, right? Now tell me, can I read this number? I can read till a crore. Units, tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakhs, crores, 10 crores. After that, it's difficult to read. Same with this number also. Very difficult to read. They are very large numbers. And the distance between the earth and the sun is also a very large number. Their large numbers cannot be easily read. You cannot read it easily. Nor can you, now looking at these two, can I say which one weighs more? It's not very easy to understand which one weighs more or which one weighs less. Which one, how to read this. So they are large numbers which cannot be read, which you cannot compare, or it is very difficult to understand these large numbers. You can try it out. You try reading it, you try understanding it, try comparing it. It's not easy. We cannot read this number. Okay? Now, to make these large numbers easy to read, easy to write, easy to compare, and easy to understand, we use exponents. We use exponents. Now, what are exponents? I'll be coming to that. Okay. Exponents are used to make these very large numbers easy to read, easy to compare, easy to understand what it is. Okay. So, we use the form of exponents. Now let us see what are our learning objectives in this chapter. Our learning objectives in this chapter is number 1, you will learn to recognize exponential notation. You will recognize exponential notation. You will be able to express values of positive as well as negative integers, okay, with even and odd powers. You will also be able to apply the laws of exponents, as well as you will be able to convert large numbers into its standard form. That is our learning objective. Now let us just start with a very quick warm-up. Okay? Now in this, if I tell you what is the value of 4 multiplied by 4? What is the value of 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3? What is the value of 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5? What will be the value of 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2? What are we multiplying here? We are multiplying the same number. The same number. 4 is multiplied with 4. 3 is multiplied with 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. 5 is multiplied, 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Okay, so that means this is what we are going to do. So let's start up with what exponentials are, what exponents and powers are. We come across in our daily life several situations in which we have to multiply the same number several times. Several times means many times. Okay? The same number may be multiplied many times. Like here, 2 is multiplied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 5, the same number is multiplied 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, now where we have to multiply the same numbers many times, we say that we are expressing these numbers in the form of exponential form. Okay, expressing it in the form of exponents or writing it in this form is known as exponential form. Okay, now let us see. As I said, that there are many situations in which we have to multiply the same numbers many a time, right? So we say writing them many times, okay, in the form of a multiplications. For example, let's take 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. I'm multiplying one number many times out here. Now this, writing it in this form, is exponential form. Okay, multiplying the same number many times. Now if I say this number 10, okay, number 10 is multiplied how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Number 10 is multiplied 4 times. So I write this number as a very short form. This is writing in a short form. Okay, 10 is multiplied 4 times, which means the number being multiplied is known as the base. We call it a base. And how many times it is multiplied? How many times? I count this 10. How many times? 4 times it is multiplied. This is known as exponent. So writing a number in this form using the base and the exponent is known as exponential it is known as exponential form. Okay, where 10 is the base and 4 is the power. Now, how do I read this number? To read this number, I say the base, that is 10, is raised to the power of 4. We read it as 10 is raised to the power of 4. Or sometimes we also say the fourth power of 10. It is also read as the fourth power of 10 or 10 raised to the power of 4. Now this means the base is raised to the power of 4. Base tells us which is the number that is being multiplied repeatedly, and power tells us how many times I have to write this base when I am multiplying. Okay, so writing it in the short form is known as exponential form. Now let me give you another example. Same way, 6 raised to the power of 3 is 6 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 6. 6 is the base. This is the base. Base this is the exponent. Base is multiplied how many times? 3 times. So I get 6 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 6. So this is the exponential form of this number. Okay, 6 is the exponential form of this. Now 6 multiplied by 6 is 36. Multiplied by 6, 6, 6, 36, 6, 3 is 18, 21. So 216. This is your product. This is your product. Okay. Now this product can be expressed as, what is your product here? 216. Now 216 can be expressed as the power of 6. As a power of 6. Power of 6 means 6 is your base and power is 3. So 216 can be written as 6 raised to the power of 3. Or 216 is equal to, what is the power of 6 that is given? That is 3. Okay. So writing it in this form is called exponential form. Right. Now I'll just go into very quickly into some special exponential forms. Some special exponential forms. Okay. The first one here is if a number, let's take 5, is raised to the power of 1. Base here is 5. How many times have I multiplied 5? 1 time. So only 1 time 5. Similarly, 143 raised to the power of 1 means 143, how many times it is coming? Only 1 time. So 143. Any number for that matter. minus 5 raised to the power of 1. How many times is minus 5? Just one time. So, in other words, if any number is raised to the power of 1, if any number is raised to the power of 1, then it is the number itself. Then it is the number itself. Okay? So that is raising it to the power of 1. Right, let's take another example now. Let's take it as 1, okay, raised to the power of 3. 1 raised to the power of 3 will be 1. 1 is the base, so this is the number being multiplied. How many times am I going to multiply the base? 3 times. So I'm going to write 1 3 times. 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1. 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. 1 multiplied by 1, see if I take these two, 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. Multiplied by 1 is again 1. So 1 raised to the power of 3 is equal to 1. Now let's take 1 raised to the power of 11. How many times am I multiplying 1? 11 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1 multiplied by 1, 1. 1 multiplied by 1, 1 multiplied by 1, 1. 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 And so on. If I do it, what answer will I get? 1. Here also I'm getting it 1. Supposing I take 1 multiplied, say 125 times. That means I have to write 1 125 times. 125 times I'm going to write this 1. 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1. It's not possible to write here, but it will be 125 times. If I multiplied 125 times also 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. So what conclusion do we come to? What is the conclusion that we are coming to here? If 1 is raised to any power, whatever the power of 1, okay, answer is always 1. So in other words, I can write it as 1 raised to the power of n, where n means n is any number, whatever the number is always equal to 1. Okay, if 1 is raised to any power, then it is always equal to 1. Now let's go on to the next special form. Here we were talking about a positive 1. Now let us take an example of a negative 1. Okay, an example of negative 1. Negative 1 is raised to the power of 2. Power of 2 means you are multiplying 1 minus 1 how many times? 2 times. 2 negative numbers multiplied, even number. 2 numbers, even number multiplied, the answer will be positive. 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. Let us take another example. Minus 1 raised to the power of 4. Minus 1 multiplied by minus 1 multiplied by minus 1 multiplied by minus 1. When we did multiplication of integers, if there are even number of negative numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4 is an even number of negative numbers, answer is positive. So 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1 will be 1. Positive 1. Similarly, even if I take minus 1 raised to the power of, say, 150. 150 is an even number. If it is an even number, you will get pairs of 1. Okay? Every pairs of 1. A pair of 1 will give you a positive 1. A pair of 1 will give you a positive 1. So if they form pairs, complete pairs, then my answer here will be 1. So if you look at the powers here, this is 2, 4, 150. These numbers, the powers only I'm taking, 2, 4 and 150 are even positive numbers. What are they? Even positive numbers. Now, if minus 1 is raised to an even positive number, then the answer is always positive 1. Negative 1 raised to an even positive number, the answer will always be 1. Okay? Now, let's take another example. Say minus 1, a negative 1 raised to the power of 3, which means minus 1 multiplied by minus 1 multiplied by minus 1. Two negative numbers will give you a positive answer, positive 1. One negative number will give you a negative 1. How many numbers I have? How many negative numbers? 1, 2, 3. 3 is an odd number, so my answer will be negative. Okay? Minus 1 raised to the power of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I take pairs, I'll get positive numbers, but 1 is remaining. 1 is without a pair. So this is a positive multiplied by positive is positive. Multiplied by negative will be negative. Okay? So 1 raised to the power of minus 5 will give you minus 1. So in other words, if minus 1 is raised to an odd power, if it is raised to an odd positive power, okay? If it is raised to an odd positive power, then the answer is always minus 1. So these two very important point, 3 examples you should remember. If 1, just a positive 1, is raised to any power, answer is 1. If negative 1, now we are talking in terms of negative numbers. If negative 1 is raised to an odd positive power, answer will be negative. If negative 1 is raised to an even positive power, then the answer will be positive 1. So a negative 1 can give you either a positive answer or it can give you a negative answer. So these are special ways in which we write the exponential. There are some special ways of writing the exponential power. Okay, right. Next is conversion to power notation. I'll just do this very quickly. I'll give you an example. To convert any number into its power notation, you will have to find the prime factors of that number. For example, if I say express say 128 as a power of 2. To express 128 as a power of 2 means you have to find the prime factors of 128. How we find the prime factors? 128 divided by 2. 2 6s 12, 2 4s 8. Again with 2. 32. 2 16. 2 8. 2 4. 2 2s. 2 1s. Till we get a 1, we keep dividing with the prime number, the smallest prime number. Since you are asked to get into power of 2, you will get all the powers of 2, all the 2's only when you are finding the prime factors. So 128 can be written as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or I can say 2 is the base. How many times it is multiplied? 7 times. So 128 can be written as 2 raised to the power of 7. While writing it, children, please understand the base, font of the base is big and the font of the power is small on the top right hand side corner. Do not write it like this. This looks like 27. You need to write the font of the power must be small and on the right hand side top corner. This is expressing it in the form of power of 2. Okay, right. We'll do till here today. You will do exercise. Let me just check. Right. You will do exercise 13.1. This is your prep. Exercise 13.1. Sum number 2 and 3. Sum number 2 and 3 in your homework books. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice time. Goodbye, all of you.